Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Kali and this is week 29 of my weight loss and self-discovery journey. So I have a question for you. Do you believe that obesity, being overweight, is considered a disease? Like we now define like alcoholism, drug addiction as diseases. Do you see obesity as a disease? The things that make you go, I know, right? There was a time in my life as an overweight adult that I didn't see being overweight as a disease because I looked at it as it was self-inflicted. I was doing this to myself, but there is so many different complex pieces with obesity for me, because I can only speak for myself. There are physical and mental issues that kind of go along with why I'm overweight. So I would love to hear your take on whether you believe obesity is a disease and not what doctors say or researchers. Like, what do you think? What is your opinion? And you don't have to agree with me, but I would be interested to hear what people believe. So when I am out and I see someone who is obviously sick, or someone tells me, this person is struggling with this, I say a little prayer for that person. I pray that they're getting the proper treatment that they need and that they are remaining as strong as they possibly can and that they have a good support system. When you see someone who is overweight, do you think of it as something where you're like, oh man, I really hope that they're getting the treatment that they need? Or have a good support system? I know that I have never, ever, once thought that. But I have had a couple of situations where people have said things to me that weren't my family, and I've really been reflecting on those things recently. So, like one time we had stopped at a breakfast buffet. So, buffets, people believe that heavier people love buffets because they can go in, just eat everything there. But that isn't really why I like them. I like them because there's a variety of food. And I've kind of been typically someone who has a hard time making decisions. So the really good thing about buffets is that you have all of these different things that you can choose from, right? But the biggest thing with buffets is that you have to be careful because you don't want to get too full too soon, right? You want to have that dry run. I don't even want to get started on Chinese buffets, right? Whew. So anyway, this little lady at the breakfast buffet stops me as I am putting food on my plate. I had just put some bacon on my plate. I had eggs on there. And she tells me that I shouldn't take so much bacon because it's not good for me. And then she proceeds to tell me some story about some person that she knows. I honestly couldn't even tell you what or who she was talking about because I was at this point so shocked. I don't remember her story. All I remember is her telling me that it wasn't good for me and that I shouldn't take so much. First of all, I only had 3 slices of bacon, but that isn't even really my point. The point is that to her, she had the most sincere look on her face, right? She believed that she was helping me. She was sharing her life experience with me and trying to tell me that this isn't a good habit to get into. There are other options that you can choose. But is that right to do? If you saw a person in a wheelchair, would you go up and suggest advice on how they could get out of the wheelchair? If you had experience in it? And I would also like to point out that my sister was there. She's like 20 sizes smaller than me, and she had way more stuff on her plate, and nobody said anything to her. That's not the point of the story. I just thought that I would share that. There was another time my husband and I were at a restaurant, and we had ordered our food and we were waiting for the food to come. And this woman comes up to me. She was herself a little overweight, and she asked me if I worked out randomly. I don't know what I even said at that point. My husband is just looking around like, is this like we're about to be on candid camera kind of situation. She then proceeds to pull out a business card, hands me the card, and it is for yoga for a local company that does yoga, and they specialize in people that are overweight doing yoga. She said that it had changed her life. That's awesome, lady. But do I need for you to tell me that at the Max and Irma's? Maybe not. So do you think that her encouraging me to sign up for these classes for her yoga was wrong? I mean, on one hand, right, she's starting up a business, sees an overweight person, sees an opportunity to pull in a new customer or a new client. And then on the other hand, like, right? Again, I think in her mind, she's thinking, if it could help me, then it's possible that it could help you. And I don't think that either of those times it was meant to be negative. Can you truly help someone who is overweight? And it's a tricky question, and I think it's a yes or no, because it depends on the person. It depends on where they're at in their journey, if they're ready to start a journey for themselves. And it has to be a choice that they're making, because there are mental pieces that go along with being overweight, from my experience anyway. So I think that for me, the answer would be yes, people can help. For me, that experience came in the form of getting me up and continuously moving around. My family, what they did was they just tried to keep me moving. Hey, let's go shopping. Let's go on this little mini vacation where we have to walk around all the time. Hey, let's go for a walk today. And there were times where I didn't go, but there were a lot more times that I did. And because I went, that kept me at least moving enough to where I did not become house-ridden or bedridden. I mean, there was even a time that my husband let me falsely believe that we were going to buy a new house, because every weekend I was going out and looking at new builds and having to walk up and down many flights of stairs. We even traveled to Akron to look at a new house, which I actually really liked that house design. And then when it came time to actually try to buy the house, he was like, oh yeah, no, I don't really want to buy another house. I just wanted you to keep moving around. And I was so grateful for that. I will never, ever, ever, ever forget it. Thank you, honey. So what do you guys think? You know, I think the conclusion for me is that I do now wholeheartedly believe that it is a disease. Let's start a conversation about it, guys. What do you think? Do you believe obesity is a disease? And do you think that it is right or wrong to try to tell someone that they need to basically get treatment for that disease? Or have you ever had a situation like mine? What happened? Okay, so here is my K-pop recommendation for the week. I'm kind of starting you guys in here slow. So did you like Eric Nam's song Paradise? Let me know in the comments. This week, the song of the week is by Monsta X, called Who Do You Love? It's actually an all English song from their album All About Love. And I recommend listening to the whole album. However, If you only have 2 or 3 minutes to listen to a song, Monsta X, Who Do You Love? It's featuring French Montana. I think you'll like it. Let me know in the comments what you think about Eric Nam and what you think about Monsta X. All right, guys, that's it for the week. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like and hit the subscribe button so you can see my continuing journey. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.